This video has been brought to you by Alexa Temzi, Julie Hughes, and Simona Pernitis. If you think about it, plants and animals are alike in many ways. Maybe not on the outside, but on the inside there are a variety of similarities. The question is, what are these similarities? Photosynthesis and cellular respiration. Photosynthesis is the process in which plants create sugar from CO2, H2O, and sunlight. Cellular respiration is the process in which animals' glucose is converted into ATP, CO2, and H2O. Both of these processes are alike in so many ways. These reasons include the electron transport chain, the equation to the process, and the cycles of these two processes. Let's start with the electron transport chain. In both photosynthesis and cellular respiration, there is an electron transport chain. In photosynthesis, NADH is reoxidized to form NAD+. Photosystems 1 and 2 then split into H2O and get electrons. Then, the electron transport chain establishes a proton gradient. This proton gradient is what powers both the ATP production and the Calvin cycle. The last step of the electron transport chain takes place in the ATP synthase. In cellular respiration, the electron transport chain is the most complex pathway of cellular respiration. The electron transport chain is composed of a number of molecules located in the inner membrane of the mitochondria. Before the electron transport chain, the Krebs cycle stores high-energy electrons from pyruvate as NADH and FADH2. This is now used in the electron transport chain. In the electron transport chain, ADP is converted into ATP from pumping hydrogen into the membrane. In other words, both electron transport chains are what produce ATP. Next, let's look at the equations of cellular respiration and photosynthesis. The equation for photosynthesis is 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus light, which converts into 6CH12O6 plus 6O2. The equation for cellular respiration is 6O2 plus C6H12O6, which converts into 6H2O plus energy. The products of cellular respiration are the reactants of photosynthesis, and the products of photosynthesis are the reactants of cellular respiration. The equation for photosynthesis is the equation for cellular respiration, but backwards. And finally, let's look at the cycles of photosynthesis and cellular respiration. The Krebs cycle is the cycle that occurs during cellular respiration, and the Calvin cycle occurs during photosynthesis. The Krebs cycle occurs in the mitochondria, and its purpose is to produce ATP for cells to use. Another purpose is that the Krebs cycle breaks carbohydrates down. The Calvin cycle occurs in the chloroplast, and the main purpose is to generate glucose. The Calvin cycle also produces carbohydrates. Both cycles start with the same molecule as they end with. So, both cycles use energy and are a big part of the process of cellular respiration and photosynthesis. Even though we may not look like plants, we all have something in common, and that is the similarity between cellular respiration and photosynthesis. Thank you.